The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the January 4th, terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, that's right. Just that one little 2x4 shift means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, and more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Now is just fine, 877-927-6648. Hey, if you can't call in, let your fingers do the walking. Send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, inside the Tigers Den. Well, heck, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow up 148 points, trade out at 25,071. The 25,000 mark is not the key, let's call it ceiling level out there. We'll take a look at that. So busting through that, no big deal. The S&P's up 13 points, trading at 27.25. NASDAQ up 9 points, kind of the weakest of the indices out there right now, only 0.14% to the upside. Versus the semis, they're up 0.6%. Versus the New York Stock Exchange, up 0.6% out there. You've got the Dow up, we'll call it $3, $2.60, trading at 1321.10. The key level here is going to be 1322. We'll go take a look at that. Light Sweet Crude up 28 pennies, trade down to 61.91. Leading the charge here to the upside. It is One Main Holdings. I was going to say one man, but it is One Main Holdings, OMF, not OMG. Being the ticker symbol, up 25% or 688. Google is up $6 and change. Domino's Pizza, that's up $6 or 3%. Humana up 2.5%. Audentes, I don't think that's really how you say it, but Audentes, yeah. Audentes Therapeutics up 16%. BlackRock up $6. So the downside, it is Priceline. They're off $9. That's only 0.5%. Coherent, COHR down $8 or 2.5%. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, I'll get it out. It's down 2%. L Brands down 12.5% with volume of 13.7 million shares thus far. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at, and that goes to Bob first. Bob in Spokane, he wants to take a look at UNG. So he says thoughts on natural gas and or the UNG. Let's take a look at the natural gas contract out here. Let's look at the February contract, and most certainly lots of people around the East Coast, that would include Florida, going to be using some natural gas. But that's besides the point. What Bob wants to know is, hey, Steve-O, what is natural gas doing from a trading perspective, not from a use perspective? And as we take a look at it, we know that it formed a nice little A to B equals CD pattern. Gave us several bullish signals out there. Price got above Stevie's red line. Did that. Let's get the crosshairs going out here. Did that on this trading session. That was a trading day of December 27th. Had a nice move, very nice move. And now what we're seeing here is a retracement. Likely the target area for this retracement. Here's the good, the bad, and then the ugly. The good is that price is trading above Stevie's red line. The bad, maybe if you're long, is that price is likely to pull back and test that red line level. That's at $2.81. We're at $2.91 right now. Maybe that's not such a big deal out here. The ugly, though, that would be closing back below Stevie's red line. The reason why that would get ugly, even with the A to B equals CD pattern, is because we would be back to a falling price oscillator below zero. We have a rising price oscillator above zero. That says either a bottom or more counter trend rally can occur. But at this stage, the call would be that price is going to come back towards that breakout area. And right now, the best spot for that to occur is about 281. If you're not in UNG, you're looking to get into UNG, Bob, that's what I would be taking a look at. So you don't have to necessarily have natural gas. You can look at your phone. And when I say don't have to have natural gas, well, you kind of know what I mean there. You don't have access to the natural gas contract on the computer screen. If you just pay attention about the 281, 282, maybe 283 level, that would be your signal for a potential entry. Likewise, if you're in, no reason to necessarily exit the trade. Of course, depends on your time frame out there. You should just anticipate that this is going to pull back further. So I hope that helps you out with regard to both natural gas and the UNG out there. Now let's go take a look at the general markets. I don't know if I can do this in 2 minutes, but I'll give it my best shot. So if we take a look at it, markets are moving to the upside. Let's go through this step by step. Let's take a look at the advanced decline oscillator readings out here, all above zero. That's bullish. That's at least short-term bullish. If we take a look at spot volatility index, that's trading up just a bit today, but as long as it remains below 1025, all looks good on the, I guess in this case here, I was going to say western front. I have to say eastern front because it's the eastern side, the northeastern side of the stock chart that we're taking a look at. New York Stock Exchange gapping up today. That's a sign of strength. That's not a piece of weakness out there. Gaps are your friend. Period. End of story. Looks like the New York Stock Exchange wants to get up to the 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD level. That's 13,162. What we really want to be paying attention to, and on this chart here, this is still the New York Stock Exchange. What you can see in the panel 2 and 3, the blue lines out there, there's your advanced decline line, otherwise known as the advanced decline summation line. And just below that is the advanced decline volume summation line, meaning we're totaling up all of the left side data. That's why my numbers look so gargantuan. I don't think I've used that word gargantuan on the show. So bring that up for a new word used today. So don't pay attention to the numbers. Instead, pay attention to the mere fact that the advanced decline line, new all-time high. It's being confirmed by the volume summation line. No top in sight. Can it happen? It has happened once. But no top in sight. Looks really good. What we really want to be paying attention to is, can that advanced decline oscillator, that is the bottom panel, which right now is printing 74 and a quarter, 74.24. The question is, can it get up to the plus 150 level? If it can get above that, forget about any January snowstorm, except for those of you that are in a snowstorm right now, because I was simply referring to the charts. So we get back from this break, we'll go take a look at why Stevie says Dow 25,000, no big deal. Likely headed to 26,319. It's a wonderful thing. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to Ron in Denver, who's calling about Intel. Ron, Happy New Year to you. Thanks for calling. How are you today?
Great, Steve. Great. Yeah, I was calling about Intel, but I did want to mention something that I thought was really weird.
Yeah.
I heard today that the CEO of Ripple is now worth more than Zuckerberg.
Really? No kidding. You gotta. Hey, yeah, that's what I don't really even know how to respond to that, other than pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, Ripple now is number 2. It passed up Ethereum or something like that.
No, I don't know about you, but I kind of recall as a kid I used to drink something I thought it was Ripple. Oh, what wasn't it? Didn't we drink that stuff?
Yeah, Ripple and Thunderbird.
Yeah, it didn't, as I recall, didn't make me feel like I was very rich.
Twice.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you're doing with Intel. How I can help you here.
But I was wondering where's a good time? What's a good price to go into Intel?
Well, what you've got going today is so Intel broke out. Its most recent breakout round took place on October 27th when it gapped up with 90 million shares. Now, the beauty of a gap is either the top or the bottom of that gap should act as support on a gap to the upside. The top, in essence, I would be saying, would be the bottom of the gap up candle, so the low of October 27th. $43.10, or it could be the top of the prior day where it gapped up from, in this case here, 41.58. So we know we have nice volume, 90 million shares out there. And today, yesterday you were pushing down with 116 million shares. Today, we've got 66 million. It still seems like it's a lot of volume. But you know what? It has not been able to bust out these lows. Our preference would have been for the 43.10 area to be tested on something less than 90 million shares. So I would say it might be right here at 43.10, but I would wait for the volume to cool off. But if you're asking me where, price-wise, right here. It's just you don't have the volume component that we would like to see. And that's taking a look at the daily chart. Now, the nice thing about where price also has found support on a weekly basis is it also happens to be the bottom of its weekly profile level. Now, 4312 is that number, so it's not exactly the same, but it's, and so what Intel may be doing, maybe this assists you with any kind of trade, is it may just be trading in a consolidation between 4312 and in essence 4730. So you can use that as your guideline to some type of trade you might be considering, and that's what I would. That's my call as I take a look at the chart right now. What are your thoughts, though? Do you have some other, other thoughts as far as what you see in Intel?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I was thinking that, I was wondering if it might come down to that 42 range. I thought if it would do that, but like you said, it's apparently, you said the volume. I'll watch the volume. If the volume lightens up, and it's around that 43/8 or below, I'll get in.
Yeah, it could be tomorrow. Now the semis themselves. So if we take a look at what is the sector doing out here, right? Because you like to get the sector right, then you can start to take a look at the stocks inside there. It looks to me like the sector itself, the semis, are in the process of making an A to B equals CD to the upside. Now they're 1-to-1 level, and we've got the stocks up here right now is at 1328.30. But it looks like price is really targeting its all-time high. So it looks like what the semiconductor index as a whole is doing is headed back to the November 24th area. So I just throw that one last piece of information out to you. And the stocks may have actually found a bottom, because it's very possible if the semis take out that November 24th swing point, it will be one huge A to B equals CD to the upside. I mean, huge. So, so that's the short-term picture, today's picture, and also what to be watching for. All righty?
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
You bet. And a Happy New Year again to you. Let's go to Garo in Newport Beach, California. Garo, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing very, very well. And so now, when we talked last time, you were looking at, as I recall, Salesforce, Innovation, and Square. Update us. How are those stocks looking? What are you seeing going on there?
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in that CRM at this time.
Okay.
I'm out of FCX. I got out of the gold Freeport McMoran, but I'm in CRM. But I'm today I'm going to talk about the chart stock called EC.
Yep.
That is the petroleum company for Colombia. This stock I started to buy on December the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, if you check on a daily chart, if you look at the daily chart,
yep,
you will see that it was December the first, beginning of December.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm at $11.98. If you see the upper dot on the SAR,
yes,
it's $11.98.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I see that. I see that. I also see your 521 bullish cross that took place, and so those were the elements that got you into the trade, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Garo, I just have one question for you. Why didn't you call me on December the 1st?
Well, I was day trading that. Because that went flat.
Sure.
I didn't. I was very nervous about it until if you look at the weekly chart,
okay.
you'll see that the start of that was in September of 22nd. The upper dot in the weekly chart was in September the 22nd.
Sure.
And it went up. And if you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 10th week, it went three candles that they went flat.
Right, I see that.
That's where it kicked in daily chart. In daily candle was started at 11.98.
Well, this sure looks like this is a nice trade out here. And where is it? What's your target?
Here, my question is here. If you check the monthly chart, just not daily, not weekly, but the monthly chart, you will see that it is the candle. It hit that 50-day simple moving average.
I see that. Yeah, I see that.
You see, above that there is a resistance at $18.72. I don't know if you have that one or not.
The only resistance, I do not have anything that shows up as resistance. For me, resistance on this, I'd probably just have to go back to a simple Fibonacci level, and that really comes out at just a dead cat bounce on this, in essence, or 0.382 is like $29. So it's really not anywhere near what you are looking at. I don't have any profiles. I don't have anything necessarily, a volume bar, anything to really, this looks great, by the way. I mean, the chart looks really good. You didn't have to call me on December 1st. You could have called me on the 5th or the 6th. But that's okay. You're still calling us now.
If I find something like that, should I call you?
Absolutely. I want to have your action. Hey, go. We're just about to go to a hard break. You feel free to hold if you want. If I've answered your question, then or questions, then we're great. But I want to hear from you. All right, my friend?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I thought you had the resistance on top of that. I was going to ask you that. Will you think that it will cross that 1872?
Stay there. Stay on the line.
Or that's the end of...
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with Garo in California. We're taking a look at ticker symbol EC. It's Garo. It's really a beautiful setup here. When a equity, an index, a currency, a commodity, it doesn't matter what it is. When it makes a top, one of my favorite topping patterns or bottoming patterns is when it's moving higher, doing less relative energy. In this case here, top, and then you get the nice little signal. In this case here, it was the month of May back in. Well, I'll tell you what it was as soon as I can grab it. In May of 2012, key reversal session, bearish engulfing session. So it really had everything. When it made its low, interesting enough, we look for similar type patterns. They could also be, we like to take a look at these Tom DeMark counts, or we like to take a look at Basil Chapman's letter G wave out here. And I don't know how this works. I do not know how this works. But when this made its bottom, this is back in January of 2016. It was with that seventh wave move, that letter G. So you had asked me about a resistance line. I was trying to find something for you. And Tom DeMark's setup 9 count also occurred on the same month of that letter G, that seventh wave move down there. So you really had two patterns coming together. When you use the Tom DeMark system, it's the beginning, or it's the high, in this case here, of that count to the downside, that 9 count. And that can be a level of resistance. So I think you're in the $19 range. This shows about 1787. Doesn't mean that's where it's going to stop, just that might be a resistance area for you. Now, you would come up with what, like 19 or so? What was your number that you're looking at?
1872.
1872. So a buck above where I'm at. Again, I don't see anything on the chart. That doesn't mean, hey, you got this trade nailed. So I'm going to go with 1872 as a resistance zone. But how else can I help you and take a look at this or something else?
If you have the time, please. If you have time. One of the other ones, you see what I'm looking is for that W form. The W form is so crucial for me. One of them is UAL. If you bring the monthly chart, let's say if you bring the 6-month chart.
Yeah.
You see that W there?
I do, yeah.
The top of the W on the right-hand side is when hit at the simple moving average on 200-day.
Yes.
Yeah. To me, this is a big short from here. Nothing has showed me yet. There is no signal that you show. But to me, what I'm guessing that the move, and everything is finished in this chart UAL. And from here, I'm waiting for this to go lower. So I will short them. If you check the weekly chart, the real short on this is when it goes below the 400-day, which is $58.07.
Okay,
where
so
that 200-day moving average is.
Sure. So if we apply your techniques, the parabolic SAR, using some of those moving averages, and then we combine those with my techniques, we just took a look at EC, and we saw the type of top that it formed. Price was moving higher, doing less relative energy. We just simply waited for the bears to arrive. And the week of, because you're taking a look at a weekly chart, the week of October 20th, 2017 was that exact same topping pattern that we just saw inside, and this was on a weekly basis, I believe, on EC. We were looking at the monthly chart, but either way, same type of top. Now, with regard to EC out here, I can see where on a monthly basis, it's right now trading into your parabolic SAR low, or at least mine is priced at 45.95. I don't know where yours is on the monthly basis, but probably somewhere around there. And if I go to the weekly chart, the level that I would be now, in this case here, this already gave you the parabolic SAR gave you the same topping signal in essence as my system did, because it gave you that parabolic SAR dot up to the upper side on October 16th, and you had your crossover on a weekly basis. So when you say you don't have a signal, is it on the daily time frame, or tell us what you're looking at, how you're trading this?
On which one?
For UL. I think you said it's a short, but you're not short yet.
Yes, that is true. Just a moment. The UL. Let me.
And are you gonna do it based upon the daily time frame chart, Garo?
One more time, please.
Are you going to base your trade on something you're looking at on a daily time frame, or what's your time frame that you'll look at?
No, my time frame here is weekly. If I do that on daily, it's going to be day trading.
Got it. Okay.
If I want to go on the long term, like EC, is going to be on weekly.
Okay.
Weekly. Now, if we stop it for a moment, if you go to that CRM, CRM.
Well, let me just do this. Let me give you this. On a weekly time frame, just wait, because on a weekly time frame, because the important piece of information out here on the weekly time frame is that it's traded down into its TAS market profile, the bottom of the box. That green level, which is the bottom of the box, is 54.56. So from one of my techniques, that would be a level that I would be watching. If I go to CRM, tell me what's your time frame you want to look at?
The CRM, if you go on a daily 6 month, you see the W there?
We'll pull it up here in a second. Yes, I do.
Day before yesterday, I were talking that the 5-day moving average was below the 21-day and 50-day.
Sure.
That's when I called you 3 days ago, 2, 3. Now it's way above, you see. This is going to be $120 stock, I would say, in 2 to 3 months. $120, $125. This is where I see that this is going to shoot up from here, and it's not going to stop. It's going to go, you know, the way that it moved from October all the way up to November the 25th, it's just going to be exactly the same way.
So what you'd like to see, so what you'd like to see here on Salesforce.com is you would like to see this be able to really clear that swing point from November 21st, because, Garo, there was a little bit of a gap to the downside on November 22nd. What there was on that gap to the downside was 9 million shares. We've talked about how gaps are our friends in either direction, and they can act as support. Ron and I were talking about that with Intel, just as you were calling. In this case here, today you're up with about 2.3 million shares. So if it can close above 107.79, which is the real resistance zone right now, then we have what I'll call as a change in polarity, and 107.79 should be support. And then, your call for this to move much, much higher makes all the sense in the world, especially if it can clear that swing point from November 21st. Then it could be setting up an A to B equals CD to the upside. I was just looking to see if I have my drawing tool. But what I would suggest is, and I don't see it, is watching for that to clear.
Sorry to cut you short. My number is 108.37.
108.37.
If you go on a weekly chart, you see the upper dot on today's candle, this week's candle.
Yeah, I see
the dot is 108.37.
Yes.
If that hits that candle to that number, it will not stop any longer. The next station is $120.
Perfect. All right, girl, we're going to hard break. Always great to talk to you. I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thank you so much for your time.
Take care. We'll be right back, folks.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Let's go to Pennington, New Jersey, and speak with Mike. Mike, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing during the frigid time of the year? You get any snow up there?
I have a London fog Parker, so when I put it on, I think it's a heat wave.
Oh, okay, perfect. Perfect.
If I don't put it on, it's a whole other story.
Yeah. Now, speaking of heat waves, tell us what you're doing with Equifax out here.
Well, I was in a few months ago, and I emailed you about it, and
I must have given you some bad information.
You did.
Yeah, I can see where if you'd called a couple months ago, I blew it. But thanks for not listening.
I had call options on it, and they expired in the money. Then I sold them.
Okay.
I didn't roll them over.
Okay.
But now I'm just thinking that fundamentally their business hasn't changed. I mean, they had a problem with a breach. I mean, Heartland Payment Systems had a problem, I don't know, 10 years ago. The stock went down to $5.
Yeah.
And then it sold for $100. Someone bought them out. So,
see, you had a really anchor anchor point, because you had a story which was a better story than the one that I obviously shared with you with regard to where the stock would go. So that's a good thing out there. So obviously not looking at the $100. What are you thinking of doing now? Let's see if I can try to hone in on it.
So that's my problem. So now it's gone up. We're talking about everything going up this year. It's going to be a good year. This stock is getting, it's getting back into its area where it's.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. I think the one. So like the monthly chart. This is a brand new month, and if we use our market profiles as signals, it's already traded above the top of that box, 118.31. That's a positive. If I look at the weekly chart, it's trading above the top of its weekly profile. That's 117.61. That's a positive. If we take a look at the daily chart, it suggests that price is going to at least tag the top of the gap. That was on the way down, the 125.50 level. That's the traditional technical analysis says that may be resistance. I don't, that's really what it says because it's kind of used some volume metrics, but volume is only one leg of the table, and you don't build a table with one leg out here. But 125.50 50, it may be the next resistance area. I suppose if it is resistance, then the question might be, well, where does this thing pull back to? Tell me what as you've been analyzing the chart, because you're doing Equifax analysis way better than I am. So give me your thoughts.
I was looking at it on Friday because the tax selling. I said, I bet you this is going to get pushed down for tax selling, and then go back in. I was looking at call options, but instead I went with NVIDIA. So NVIDIA worked out really well for me from Friday to today anyway. So it's not like I missed a boat on with my money. My money's still working.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at my other choice, which I didn't go for, and I said, "Oh, look, it made a nice move." So I'm not sure. I'm thinking as an investment, buying shares instead of options. I think I think this year it should go back up at least like another 15, 20 points.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at for the year.
So let's say that theory. If that theory is correct, then what you will see is price trading above 125.50, and 125.50 will become support instead of resistance. And then really the next resistance level on this would just simply be in essence, the bottom of the gap, which is the bottom of the day where price dropped down from, and that's at about 140, 135. So, it's $4 away on a $120 stock. Maybe now isn't the time to go ahead and take that trade. I like the NVIDIA trade, NVDA. I'm sure that's done very well. And I like that because in this case here, well, I'm going to pull up the chart and take a look at it right now. But I like it because it looks like the semis are in an A to B equals C to D to the upside. This has made it back to its swing point high. And it's that swing point has 31 million shares, and yesterday it moved up with 22 million shares. So maybe this thing is going to just trade sideways for a bit, but all it has to do is take out, which means close above 218.67, and this thing would have its next leg to the upside. And when I take a look at this semiconductor indice itself, let me see, Mike, if I can pull that out for us here.
If you take was wild too in the video. If you look at it, it was 1790 this morning. I'm like, what the heck happened? My account was like, and then all of a sudden I turned around, 15 minutes later, it was like, oh.
Well, sure. So what I'm watching on the semis, just to kind of tie it into your NVIDIA trade, is I'm watching this 1344 level. This is a weekly chart that we're looking at. And these are its horizontal trading range areas. So they're horizontal levels that can act as support and resistance. What we do know, and they work really well, we do know that on a weekly basis, on the punch down when there was some selling going on inside the semis, that it was the bottom of this horizontal trading range, the 1218 area, that held their support. So now we're going to find out if it can bust through 1344. And if it can, then that's going to set up a move to 1470, and that would still work out well for NVIDIA. For me, it's easier to get a grasp of what the semis are doing and or NVIDIA is doing. And then when I take that versus Equifax, when I take a look at this chart here, so this is a chart for the semis, but instead of looking at it, normally I have this on a logarithmic scale out here. And the big move up, so there's a certain pattern that has formed at an area where there are significant lows in a market, not at the bottom, just when it's forming significant lows. And in the case of the semis, the first pattern that they formed was back between 2015, 2016, this little yellow rectangular box. And when you break out of that, you take the low of that session, 545, the low of that entire group, and you basically double it in price and say, okay, that becomes your target. Well, it actually hit its target and then some. So it's kind of like a measured move. Well, guess what? Another one of those patterns has formed inside the semis on the weekly chart between May of 2017 and the breakout in September of 2017. That bottom is 1020. This tells me that the semis, as long as price does not close below this green diagonal line, that's using a logarithmic scale going back into the highs from February of 2012 and just running that line along there, as long as that level also holds, what we're looking for longer term in the semis is a move to 2040. So when you were talking about trying to get a longer term hold, this may not be a bad area to play in as well.
Yeah, I like the area. I think the artificial intelligence chips and all that is going to just make a whole big change of everything this next year too, next 2 years.
Yeah, and as long as
across the board, and I don't care what Tesla's doing, but everybody's using these chips in their cars.
Sure,
and everything else, robots,
and everything else.
Cleaners,
Exactly right. Yeah. So it looks like a new base. Yeah, it looks like a new base is really formed here in the semis. It's below where it's traded to, and as long as price stays above that, they look really good long term. All righty?
Okay. All right, very good. And if you want to talk about gold after we hang up, that'd be fun, sir.
Okay, I will. And I will. And thank you for not listening to me on your Equifax trade.
Yes, well, I held in at the time, and even on Friday, last Friday before the end of the year, I was like, this looks like it's going to be one of those things where it's tight selling and it's going to turn around and go. All right, care, Mike. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's TigerTV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks to all our callers today. Ron, Garo, Mike, always makes the show so much more fun, and everybody gets a lot out of it. Now, with regard to gold, Mike, I'll make this pretty quick. Unless gold closes above 1322, that's the top of its weekly box. We just have more sideways type action out here. We have what appears to be a brand new daily profile that's forming, so tomorrow should be interesting. It may or may not. When the candle turns orange like this, it's usually a precursor to a new profile that's forming, but I have to see how the day actually completes here. That'll be piece of helpful information to us as well. Longer term, looks like gold is off to a heck of a move. Shorter term, a little bit of a sideways stall until 1322 gets cleared out there. Had a question inside the den earlier if I would take a look at this chart specifically. No, it was not that chart. I take that back. It's let's see, where was it? Come on, right here. It was this chart right here. And the person that actually asked me to take a look at it is the person who turned me on to this. And I was just asking his advice. That's our guy Z in the den, or John. From Philly, and this is a chart of the Dow, and it just simply is showing Martin Armstrong's economic confidence model and some of the time periods out there. You can go on the internet, you can read all about his information, economic confidence model. And it's good at what he does, so it's a reason why I really like taking a look at it. In essence, the last economic confidence model date was in November 24, 2017, right around Thanksgiving. And these dates can be turning points. Now, when I say turning points, most people will think it's a turning point going in the opposite direction. That's not what I mean by the word turning point, because it can also, it's not really directional. In this case here, that November 24th date might have been the so-called turn in the Dow just simply taking off to the upside. You say, why? How could that be? The Dow has broken out in every currency, whether it's U.S. dollars, euros, yen, or pounds. Everyone around the world is buying the Dow. Trash it if you want, but it's headed higher. Folks, stay tuned. David White's up next, and you got Tom O'Brien, Andy Heck from 5 to 6. I'll see you on Fantastic Friday.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.